You already know what time it is. Monster of the Week 10. 10 monsters have reigned. Well, I guess it's not quite 10 because we've had some repeat champions, but ignore that for now. We're going to find out who our Monster of the Week is this time. If, of course, you want to try your hand at Phobies tournaments, where we have a different set of rules each time. We got some different things going on. In this case, it's the standard format, but with Phobie bans. That sounds enticing to you with everything set at level 1 and you want to try your hand at winning some in-game coffee, then hit up the Random's Thoughts Discord. The link for that will be in the description of this video. Thereabouts the like and subscribe button. Help me out. We're trying to hit 1,000 subscribers. But with that out of the way, I'm just going to let you know one more detail. That, it, of course, is that I am part of the content affiliate program. That means Phobies team gives me coffee for producing Phobies content. But they also provide prizes for Monster of the Week and Fright Night, our much larger scale monthly tournament series. Like I said, details for that in the description. Check out the Discord. Help me out. Help out Random's Thoughts. But you know what? Let's get to the games. Let's see what the players have in store. All right, we're zoning in here for round 1 of Monster of the Week 10. We have, in the blue trunks, Lord Shinra X versus a newcomer to the tournament circuit, Gravedigger 8 in the orange trunks. Let's see what the players have in store here on Biff's Room. Let's see what we got. Get a fairly standard opener. I actually played against Alien Engineer earlier on this map, and they went 1 key into Corn. Shocker, I know. Shinra is leading off with what I typically do, which is tankier turret plus 1 key. I tried something a little different against Alien Engineers. Spoiler alert, it didn't work. There's a few factors as to why that happened in that particular sequence. But Gravedigger, being true to the name, getting a little Gravedigger action coming in right off of the bat. I do like this, opening things up. But the question is, what's the follow-up going to be? Because if you're doing this, I would expect a turret. That may or may not be the case. And this is kind of why I didn't like this. You give up your 1 key, and there's no way to threaten Shinra's 1 key. So now you're stuck in this 1 key trading war, except your other 2 follow-ups are melee. So they're going to be, of course, exposed to the Stabby. You can kind of, yeah, exactly. Stabby can move up here pretty much with impunity and is pretty safe. The bank from Shinra has yielded a Crushmore, getting their own Terraform online, and already it's starting to look like the wheels are coming off for our orange player here, because this is a tough spot. You can leap, you can, of course, hit, but that means at least 3 connections onto this Gravedigger, most likely. Ooh, leaving the Cassowary in position, willing to trade the Cassowary and the 1 key, since it's AWOL, for, what was it, a cat? I think it was a cat. So we're now, it's going to be like a +3 key advantage for Shinra here. Of course, Stabby's going to lay into Cassowary. Bye-bye, Birdie. Crushmore positioned very aggressively, but I do like this because that means that Bo can't just slide on up there, shimmy on up there. Notably, chat, I think this year the Killer Clowns from Outer Space game is supposed to come out. I'm looking forward to that game. Shout out if you remember that movie. So now that the demolition is mostly completed on our orange player side, we've brought into the fray an Innocuous. This I would have liked to have seen a little bit sooner, to be honest. And Shinra's answering with a Repeller, taking... I wonder if Shinra's been taking notes from A. Markin, because Crushmore Repeller has been an A. Markin signature and definitely making its mark on the game. 10 keys remaining to 9. There is a slight key advantage for our orange player. Following up with Sucky, looking for a little bit additional tank. Little bit of tank. I have to imagine that this sent Lord Shinra into the tank a little bit to think, but maybe not so much. Getting a free hit here to help soften up Bo. You take those where you can get them, because now all of a sudden that Bo is in decent enough range, especially when you consider that you have not just a lob and the Stabby in position, but also a 3-ranger and Repeller. The boop there is starting to chip down. The Innocuous obviously weakening the Gravedigger as well. Cassowary coming in for additional burst damage, and this is just looking real bad for our orange player. They do have 7 keys available to them immediately, but they're also, you know what they also have available? a Phobie slot available. Why is that? Because down goes Innocuous. I think that might have just been a slight miscalculation. Probably tilt. If I were in that position, to be honest, I would be tilting. Ooh, we get the follow-up pressure from Minotaur. As mentioned earlier, everything at level 1, but Minotaur, 1,400 health and 400 AoE damage. Minotaur is a bigger threat than people often give it credit for. And in this particular position, yeah, there's going to be a bunch of stuff clustered one way or another, and the Minotaur should be able to eat. This is a tough spot. I would have liked to have seen, like I said, the Innocuous kind of sooner. The Gravedigger, I feel like, needed to come out on turn 1 if you're going to go for what our orange player did. The reason for that, and here we get the multi-hit, bam. The Nunchucks taking down Bo. That's going to be a dead Gravedigger, maybe a dead Sucky? No, not a dead Sucky. Instead, we get a Boop. That's brutal for the one mover. Clinico coming out. That's got to be the nail in the coffin here. And in fact, it is GG. Lord Shinra taking round 1. Pretty quick fashion on Biff's room. Well played, both players. All right, we're into round 2. We're going to follow Lord Shinra, see how they do. We're on transaction decline. This time, our orange player is Kuro, a previous monster of the week. Kuro has always put up strong showings in Monster of the Week as well as Fright Nights. We'll see what happens here. Shinra starting out with a little 1-1. Little 1-1 action. We've seen Shinra go the Karst path on this map before with high 5. The question is that going to show up today? Bank into 4 right away. I imagine we're going to see an Innocuous. The terror of many maps. Kuro instead electing to burn all 4 keys, getting a Stabby and a Cat on the board. Now, Kuro is saying in chat, because again, we're live here on Twitch. If you want to see some live Phobies action, come on by the Twitch stream, link in the description. By the way, it's RT Jump GG everywhere. You can find it everywhere. It's easy, RT Jump GG. Anyway, I forgot what to do on this map. Usually go corn, so that threw me off. Yeah, I'm curious, why did you decide not to, if that's your go-to? Was there something in particular that Shinra did? This is a little weird, because would a Jar have killed this? 600 to 20? No, a Jar and Stabby are not enough to kill a cat, excuse me, in this fashion. My bad. Spilling water everywhere. Accidentally shook the cup. Could have been real bad. I don't know if everybody out there knows this, but water and electronics generally do not mix. Now you know. And knowing is half the battle. You just wanted to be aggressive? Fair. Well, Shinra going back-to-back games with a little Crushmore action. Doesn't look like we're going to see a high 5 here. It's possible, but it is unlikely. Now, Crushmore, of course, can pull the old heebie-jeebies play. The old heebie-jeebies. What were we calling it, chat? I forgot. We blocked somebody out. But Kuro appropriately defending. We are going to see a Boom follow-up. That's kind of interesting. The Boom obviously positioned safely. There's no real way for Shinra to get to it at this point in time to get that quick takedown. So instead, we're going to see supplementary 1 keys. Shout out to Tickles. One of the most adorable Phobies in the game. Is the white part of Tickles fur? Or do you think it's spongy? Is it very fine fur or is it spongy? So I think the Stabby was the part that was missing in my own transaction decline game earlier today. I think something like that earlier in the game would have been able to turn the tides for me. But either way, we're getting a Gargles out of Kuro, which is a little bit surprising. I can understand why. You, of course, if you use Gargles, you can not only block your opponent out, but you maintain line of sight. So you're going to be able to still poke away with that Innocuous. Instead, however, Crushmore ruins that particular plan. Snowball spells the end of Stabby, Shocker, and now we have Henrietta and Tickles reclaiming the panic points for our blue player. Tough spot to be in. We're going to get a boom detonation. Not quite enough to take down Tickles. That's a tough one. Down go the 1 keys. Cat's going to replace. I assume, yeah, Gargles is going to vacate. There's probably still enough damage to kill that Gargles, though. I'm not sure offhand. We're going to find out momentarily. Shinra also in chat saying, I almost ran out of time here. All right, let's see what their play is. We're going to get the takedown here. Oh, we get the heebie-jeebies play. We get the heebie-jeebies play. Shinra dividing Kuro's forces with the block here. And, of course, Crushmore. That lob don't care. It's going to go ham on the heart. And there's really, realistically, no real way to dislodge it. This jar is probably not a sufficient enough clock. Well, I take it back. Jar and Gargles probably are. We get a Maggie. I don't know if I love the Maggie positioning. The reason for that is that it is exposed. Well, I guess it's fine. So if Shinra wants to go after it, they have to expose something. No, they don't. They can hit it. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really love the Maggie positioning, I don't think. That being said, it looks like Shinra is going to prioritize the Gargle. Makes sense. 4 keys versus 2. Oh, by the way, Gargles is going to get cooked. Panic point advantage once again goes blue. Still have plenty of hard health left for both players. No real enormous threat, at least on that front. Takedown on the snowball, little bachelor action. Hydra as the follow-up. I don't love this. Why is Hydra happening right now? So my first thought on Hydra is, okay, this is a pseudo high 5 play. You can send the powerful thing across the top and then get it on the heart and try and race, but you're getting your forces picked apart here. The Hydra isn't really in position appropriately because it's a 1-mover and got trapped behind your own jar and Innocuous. I don't love this one. Instead, we're getting a triple panic point blue, and this one looks like the writing is on the wall. In fact, it is. Well played. GG. All right, round 3. Lord Shinra 2-0, meeting with A. Markand. I feel like we've seen this before. We're here on Megalo, but this time it's not Tiny Terrors. We did get a few of those in the Tiny Terrors events. Ooh, A. Markand breaking out the pocket strats, seemingly. We get a little Sucky plus Razor Mouth opener. Shinra staying with Old Faithful, Stabby, and Cat. It's interesting because this map is an off-the-malign map. A lot of people don't like it. They feel it's solved. Is it, though? I guess we'll see. Get a little Bo Mangles action to supplement the tankier opener from our orange player. Now, the thing is here, while this Sucky can, of course, try to contest the Stabby, you realistically are not going to be able to threaten it because, hey, if you leap in, you're going to... yeah, already I don't like this. So this is the problem. I wish Sucky was more used. It's cool, Phobies. Sucky probably should get a little more use, but... yeah, this is the problem. You have 2 1-movers. They're trapped up here, and they're going to be further trapped because now this Repeller has Boops online. So A. Markand is already in a very awkward spot. I kind of would have liked to, I don't know, there's probably better ways to position this, but the answer from A. Markand is to go to, well, one of their go-to Phobies. That is Crushmore. It does open up some additional area here. Unfortunately, this is a boopable scenario, but it doesn't look like Shinra's interested in it. Instead, just banking to 6. Getting some repositioning here. There are plays available, but it doesn't look like either player is interested in taking them at the moment. The bank means that we're going to have dueling Crushmores, and I think this was necessary. This was necessary, ultimately. Both players are going to need these Terraform abilities in order to open up the map. talking about a mirror match. I mentioned earlier that it felt like Shinra maybe was picking up notes from our orange player, A. Markand, from previous Fright Nights and Monster of the Week events. And in this case, yeah. Yeah, it seems like those notes were taken well. Advantage here kind of has to go to Shinra for a couple of reasons. One, multiple 1 keys. 2, one of the 1 keys was boom, so either the big threat or, of course, it could be detonated at any given point in order to free up a slot. Getting the initial salvo here, softening up the Crushmore. And, of course, we're getting the key trade here. A. Markand banking to 7 because they were clearly maxed out on Phobies. Shinra, though, has an additional 2 keys for a total of 9. Only 6 available this turn. But I anticipate there's going to be something big nasty coming down. And, of course, as mentioned just a moment ago, we do, in fact, have the cat reclaiming the panic points. Ooh, it's not going to be a big bang. It's going to be an erratic. And honestly, I kind of like this. The erratic's going to be difficult to dislodge for A. Markand. There isn't a ton of damage. Sucky and Repeller don't represent an enormous amount unless the stars align. 2 mechs. What is going to be A. Markand's follow-up? Ooh, I like this. Good play. Hitting the heart, which backs up the erratic, buying a little bit more time, and, of course, pushes out the Repeller and simultaneously shipping it down. With this much HP, this is a pretty tanky front. The Clinico supplementing it to ensure that Crushmore is not actually threatened. With 3 keys available, though, Shinra is now at a key deficit until this, a little over-aggression from our orange player, and they probably are thinking that's the ball game right there. There's 10 more turns remaining to this game, but without the Repeller to help poke, this is a lot to get through. Just quite plainly, there's a lot. The Crushmore on its own is a big threat. The Erratic's a threat, and of course Erratic and the representation from... Oh no, that's a dead bow. Ooh, sheep. This feels like a Hail Mary. This feels like a Hail Mary. Yeah, that Erratic eating bone mangles alive. So we, of course, now have Snowball. Repeller is boop. It's a boop. Boop. Get out of my house. Panic point advantage is orange, so A. Markand's certainly not out of it, but not enough damage here really to threaten anything. Being forced to offer up this Crushmore, which is only at 485 health, that is enough to survive the Snowball Fireball, meaning that something is going to take dimensional damage here. Electing to put the sheep into range, I think this is required for A. Markand. You really just don't have a choice. The game plan here is you're going to have to connect with the sheep, hope that it's enough, and just let it drain, essentially. Like, let the sheep hit go. I just don't know if there's enough. Wait, what? Is this... He didn't want you to get double hits with Erratic, but you could have just positioned differently. Like, so you're not killing the... Well, let me click on it. Game. Oh my god, let me click on the Sucky. It's because it's actually dead. The Sucky's already dead. So the Sucky is not killing the Snowball on its own. But you could have repositioned the Sucky to, like, here... hit both, and then, like, I guess the plan was you don't, like, this lives anyway. I don't know. I don't like this. You could have, you know what could have happened, actually, was you fart explosion here, you hit with Sucky, and then you leap back to hit the snowball. I don't know if that was on cooldown or not. Because then you would have had the Sucky here, the Clinico like here or here, wherever it was, and then the sheep here. Probably still end up dead, but, I mean... But this is a tale as old as time. We've seen sheep try to take down erratics, and the erratic does tank it, especially if it's able to leech more than what it was doing, or even at least as much as it was doing. Yeah. They could have sheeped in front of erratic and then use Sucky to attack it or back off and heal it. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. It also means erratic will get double hits and leech. Not in the scenario we're describing. Erratic would have... First of all, erratic is going to leech no matter what, and it was never going to kill it. So it's just a matter of, does your stuff live to produce enough damage? But clearly not. In this case, Shinra takes it down. GG. Congratulations. So congratulations once again to Shinra, our Monster of the Week for Week 10. As mentioned earlier, if you're interested in playing in Phobies tournaments, hit up the Random Thoughts Discord. The link for that is down by the like and subscribe button. But that's going to do it for this time. So as always, everybody, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Tune in next time for more Random Slots.